Welcome to the United States, a land of diverse beauty and boundless opportunity. But wait, what about those places you might want to steer clear from? Yes, it's true. While the US is home to breathtaking landscapes, bustling cities, and historical landmarks that make it a travel enthusiast's paradise, there's another side to this great nation. A side that, just like the surprises in a mystery novel, might not live up to your expectations. This isn't about discouraging you from exploring the vast expanse of the US. Rather, it's about giving you a heads up on some locations that could be more hype than substance. These are the places that, despite their fame or intrigue, might leave you feeling a bit disappointed or, dare we say, underwhelmed. So, are you ready for a different kind of journey? So, buckle up, as we count down the top 5 worst places to visit in the United States in 2023. Coming in at number 5, we have the overcrowded Icon. Picture this, a place you've dreamed of visiting, one that's graced countless postcards and the screensavers of your friends' computers. But when you finally get there, you find yourself shoulder to shoulder with thousands of other tourists, all vying for that perfect photo op. That's exactly the scenario at our number 5 pick, the infamous Times Square in New York City. It's one of the most visited tourist destinations in the United States, with its vibrant billboards, iconic stores, and rich history. However, its charm has been overshadowed by the sheer number of people who flood its streets every day. So, how did Times Square become so crowded? Well, it's a combination of factors. First, it's a key location in the city that never sleeps. It's home to Broadway, the heart of American theater, and it's surrounded by a myriad of attractions. This means that almost every tourist who visits New York ends up in Times Square at some point. Secondly, the rise of social media has played a significant role. The vibrant lights and bustling energy of Times Square make for the perfect Instagram shot, drawing in crowds of people keen to capture and share their own slice of the Big Apple. But this overcrowding has consequences. It's harder to move around, the noise can be overwhelming, and the charm of the city can be lost amidst the sea of strangers. The authentic New York experience becomes diluted, replaced with a commercialized and chaotic atmosphere. Moreover, the overcrowding has also led to increased prices in the area, from food to souvenirs, making it an expensive outing. And let's not forget the environmental impact of such a large number of people in one place, contributing to the city's pollution. So, if you're looking for a peaceful getaway, you might want to skip this one. Times Square, while iconic, is a classic example of a tourist destination that has become a victim of its own popularity. It's a place to see and be seen, but perhaps not the best for those seeking a more tranquil travel experience. At number 4, we have the disappointing destination. Now imagine this. You've spent countless hours researching, planning, and daydreaming about a place that's been glorified in travel guides, blog posts, and Instagram feeds. You've seen breathtaking photos, read rave reviews, and heard tales of unforgettable adventures. Your expectations are sky high, and then you arrive, only to find that reality doesn't quite match up to the glossy images and glowing descriptions you've been fed. This is the disappointing destination. A place that's often hyped up but fails to deliver in real life. It's a classic case of expectation versus reality. And it's a situation that many travelers have found themselves in. Let's take an example. It's a place that's been touted as a must-visit, a bucket list destination, a place of unparalleled natural beauty. But when you get there, you find it's overrun with tourists. The natural beauty has been compromised, and the authentic local culture has been replaced with commercialized gimmicks. The experience is far from what you'd expected, and you can't help but feel let down. What makes it even more disappointing is that you've invested not just your money, but your time and energy into this trip. You've traveled far, perhaps even crossed oceans to get there. And all you're left with is a sense of disillusionment and regret. It's not just about the place itself, but about the experience. When a place is overhyped, it sets up unrealistic expectations, and when reality falls short, it's not just disappointing, it's disheartening. So how do you avoid such a situation? The key is to manage your expectations. Do your research, but take everything with a grain of salt. Remember that travel is subjective, and what works for one person might not work for another. And most importantly, keep an open mind. Travel is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Despite the hype, this place might leave you feeling underwhelmed. Remember, it's not about where you go, but how you experience it, so choose your destinations wisely and make your journey count. Number 3 on our list is the overpriced outing. We've all been there, seduced by glossy brochures and enticing adverts, only to find ourselves parting with a small fortune for an experience that simply doesn't deliver on its promises. In the United States, There are countless tourist spots that, while potentially interesting, just aren't worth the hefty price tag. Let's take, for example, the infamous VIP tours. These tours promise an exclusive, behind-the-scenes look at various attractions, from Hollywood studios to popular theme parks. But when you do the math, you quickly realize you're paying through the nose for a slightly less crowded view, and a few extras that are hardly worth the extra dollars. And then, there are the overpriced restaurants, strategically located near major tourist spots, serving mediocre food at sky-high prices. Sure, the view might be fantastic, but when the check comes, you can't help but feel a little ripped off. Now let's imagine what you could do with that money elsewhere. For the price of that VIP tour, you could enjoy a week's worth of meals at a local farmer's market, immersing yourself in the local culture and sampling a smorgasbord of fresh, delicious food. Or, for the cost of that overpriced meal, you could take a cooking class, learning to whip up local delicacies, creating memories that will last a lifetime. Travel isn't just about ticking boxes and visiting the most popular spots. It's about creating experiences, making connections, and immersing oneself in local culture. And often, these experiences don't come with a hefty price tag. So, next time you're planning your trip, take a moment to think about the value you're getting for your money. Is that VIP tour really worth it? Or could your dollars be better spent delving deeper into the heart of the destination, experiencing the true spirit of the place, and creating memories that money can't buy? While it may be tempting, your wallet might thank you for skipping this one. Second on our list is the dull day trip. Picture this. You've packed your camera, your sun hat, and even your favorite pair of walking shoes, all ready for what promises to be a day full of exploration and adventure. But alas, the destination falls flat. Let's take a hypothetical place we'll call Monotony Meadows. You might be lured in by the prospect of rolling hills and sweeping meadows, a landscape seemingly plucked straight from a postcard. But what awaits you is a vast expanse of sameness. The rolling hills turn out to be just slight undulations in the terrain, and the sweeping meadows are just expanses of unremarkable grassland. There's no variety, no change of scenery, no hidden gems to discover. The promised hiking trails lead nowhere particularly interesting, the picnic spots are just patches of grass, and the breathtaking views are nothing more than a slightly elevated vantage point. While some might argue that the beauty lies in the serenity and solitude that Monotony Meadows offers, for most, the lack of activities, attractions, and distinctive features make it a dull day trip. It's a place where time seems to stand still, not because of its enchanting charm but due to the sheer lack of things to do. So, if you're someone who thrives on excitement, variety, and discovery, Monotony Meadows and places like it may not be your cup of tea. If you're looking for excitement, it's best to look elsewhere. And finally, the worst place to visit in the United States in 2023. Brace yourselves, because we are about to dive into the heart of disappointment. The location that takes the cake, the one that tops our list of the top 5 worst places to visit, is none other than the once iconic, now overrated Times Square in New York City. Now don't get me wrong, Times Square was once a bustling hub of excitement and entertainment, but in recent years, it has become a mere caricature of its former self. The vibrancy has been replaced with over-commercialization, the charm drowned by seas of selfie sticks and overpriced souvenirs. Visitors often find themselves caught in a whirlwind of chaos, straining to see beyond the clutter of neon billboards and hordes of pushy street vendors. The magic of Broadway shows is overshadowed by the struggle to simply navigate the overcrowded sidewalks. But what really seals Times Square's fate as the worst place to visit is the feedback from visitors themselves. The consensus? Too noisy, too packed, too commercialized. It's become less of a unique experience and more of a tourist trap. So there you have it, the top 5 worst places to visit in the United States in 2023. Remember, sometimes the road less traveled is less traveled for a reason.